Come with me as I take you to some of my favorite cities on a long weekend. Buongiorno tutti! Together we'll explore the places I love. Oh, Palermo, what a beauty you are. Oh, my word, Madrid is next to heaven. And discover places new. We put the vroom vroom into Milano. Oh my, this is astonishing. From Stockholm to Lisbon, we'll raise a glass,
Sold.
and enjoy great food. Pork that melts in your mouth. I don't think there's any delicate way of eating it.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll leave the tourist trail behind. Every bone in my body has been shaken. My goodness, we are on the ice.
Yes.
Oh, my word. We are tacking. And seek out special places to stay. The view of Prague is magnificent. Along the way, we'll make new friends. Do you mind if we do a selfie?
Really?
And memories to last a lifetime. I think I shall always remember this. This is a beautiful moment. I have rarely seen such opulence. What an amazing sight. I am loving this. I can't wait to show you more. Join me in one of the Central European cities that I most admire. 1,000 years of history is laid before us in beautiful buildings. Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic. A short flight from Britain, Prague is renowned as the city of 100 spires. Its old-world charm seduces 7 million tourists every year. I'm in Prague, looking back at the famous and crowded Charles Bridge. When I first came here, this was a communist country with scarcely a foreign visitor in sight, but it's now become one of the most popular of all tourist destinations. Come here by all means and join the throngs and see the sights, or step aside with me as our weekend takes us behind the scenes in this most beautifully preserved of cities. I first visited more than 30 years ago when communists ruled, and much has changed. Over the next 3 days, we'll admire Prague's breathtaking beauty, and together we'll discover some of the city's secrets. Well, hello.
Hello.
We'll enjoy the best of food and drink and absorb the city's vibes after dark. Oh, wow. Ditch the guidebook and join me on an exhilarating long weekend in this enchanting city. I love this. Have we got another one for us? As in many great cities, a magnificent river flows through its heart. The mighty Vltava was historically a significant trading route and is the longest river in the Czech Republic at 267 miles. Prague sits spectacularly on its two banks. The old and new town quarters are in the east. On the western side of the river, you'll find the castle district, to which I'll head later. First, I'll venture back behind the Iron Curtain, in a building that I last entered in the 1980s when I was in government, and when Czechoslovakia, as it was then, was a satellite state of the Soviet Union with a very different ambience. If you wondered which of the lovely palaces of Prague houses the British Embassy, the bust of Sir Winston Churchill marks the way. When I last came to the embassy, Czechoslovakia was behind the Iron Curtain, And here were played the games of cat and mouse, of observation, of eavesdropping, and of sabotage. This exterior of the palace is much as I remember it, but then I was aware that my every move was being watched.
British Embassy, good afternoon.
Michael Portillo, a British subject.
Yes, sir, please come in.
It's good to know that I still have a haven here after all this time. Well, it must be the best part of 35 years since I visited the embassy. Time for the Iron Curtain to fall, for Czechoslovakia to become two countries, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Time for democracy to be established here, and even in Britain for there to be a new monarch. Ambassador.
Hello, Michael. Welcome back to the British residence.
It's great to be here. Matt is the British ambassador. You know, the last time that I was here, in the 80s, Czechoslovakia was quite a grim place in the communist days, or that's my impression, that it was quite a severe regime, that the people suffered quite a lot.
I'm pleased to say that a lot's changed, but we do remember that period very, very clearly.
I hardly remember the interior of the residence because my meeting with the then ambassador had to be in the garden, because it was assumed that the embassy and residence would be bugged.
Yes, absolutely. That was a very safe bet at that point, that's for sure.
For the 41 years that Czechoslovakia was under Soviet rule, the state ran a vast network of surveillance. Much like the KGB in Russia, the Czech Secret Police, or STB, employed thousands of informers to spy on their friends and neighbours. Well, I believe the garden is even bigger than I remembered it, and this must be a very substantial diplomatic tool for you, actually.
It's one of our best assets. In the summer, we had the King's birthday party here, so we use it as much as we can.
And if I recall, when I had my meeting with your predecessor, we sat alongside that wall somewhere, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a terrace at that end of the garden, which is what we use for our more discreet conversations.
And my goodness, you're in the centre. I mean, here we are. What, this is the castle, that is the cathedral? You are obviously overlooked.
Yes, exactly. These days it's tourists, but not very long ago, right at the top of that tower, there was actually an observation post which would keep an eye on us and the other embassies in the area.
This is the diplomatic quarter, so you're crowded together here.
Yes, so ourselves, the Americans, the Germans, many of the prime targets for the intelligence services.
After the collapse of the Soviet bloc in 1989, the new Czech government released hundreds of thousands of secret police files to the public. Back inside, I meet espionage expert Radek, who retains some of the dossiers created about British personnel working behind the Iron Curtain. Radek, tell me about the operations of the Czechoslovak intelligence service against the British embassy here in Prague.
Státní bezpečnost pochopitelně odposlouchávala telefony, odposlouchávala vysílání, které bylo mezi tedy britským ministerstvem zahraničních věcí a Prahou. Činnost proti ambasádám obecně v Praze byla KGB hodnocena jako absolutně nejlepší.
What I'm looking at here are records which include the names, obviously, of British personnel. I think these are probably British technical personnel. Tremendous quantity of information by the look of it. I was a British minister. Would I have been of interest to the Czechoslovak intelligence service?
Pokud mohu říct, tak na vás nebyl veden konkrétní svazek státní bezpečnosti a dá se říct, že státní bezpečnost pravděpodobně vyhodnotila, že nepracujete pro britskou zpravodajskou službu a tak jste pro ní nebyl zajímavým objektem.
No file on me. I am crushed. My story is that I was not involved in espionage. I'm enjoying the first day of my long weekend in Prague. Home to 1.3 million people, the Czech capital is beautifully preserved, as though frozen in a bygone era. Unchanged from my first visit 3 decades ago. Since then, the city has witnessed the fall of the Eastern Bloc and the advent of mass tourism. Its annual visitors outnumber the population by 5 to 1, flocking to see its picturesque landmarks, and with very good reason. Whenever I come to Prague, my pulse quickens. Because this city has developed over many centuries, it has some of the finest buildings in Europe, and the survival of the city, its architectural perfection, is both humbling and to me uplifting. Over the next 3 days, I'll show you that there's even more to the city than its dreaming spires and cobbled streets. But on this beautifully clear first morning, I know the perfect place to start our adventure. I'm crossing the world-renowned Charles Bridge into the Castle District, where my destination was over time home to the kings of Bohemia, Holy Roman Emperors, and Czech presidents. Reaching Prague Castle, the world's largest ancient castle, is well worth the steep climb, not least because from the top, the view is stunning. This must be one of the greatest urban vistas in the world. You wouldn't want to go a whole lifetime without seeing this. Spread beneath us are some of the finest achievements in architectural history. This is a monument to humanity's imagination and skills and sheer good taste. Prague's fairy tale skyline has inspired great artists and authors, and has beautified James Bond and Mission Impossible movies. Each of the famous spires illustrates a chapter of this city's rich history. Wanting to understand what I'm seeing, I meet local historian Valerie.
Hello.
Lovely to see you. What a spot to meet with all these beautiful towers and domes and spires.
Yeah.
The views in Prague are fantastic, aren't they?
Yes, because Prague has every single architectural style that was developed in the past 1,000 years. It was kind of lucky during Second World War to preserve all of its, or most of its, architecture, because there were not so many bombings or fights going on in the historical city center. So for the most part, the city looks just like it looked always.
Now, I think we're quite close to the cathedral. Shall we go and see that?
Of course.
Thank you. This mount is dominated by the enormous castle complex, consisting of palaces, chapels, and the magnificent St. Vitus Cathedral. Not surprisingly, it can get very busy. If you come later in the year, as I have, you can enjoy it without the crowds and the heat of summer. Well, Valerie, what a beautiful cathedral. I must say, enormous as well. And it appears to be, what, mainly in the Gothic style?
Gothic and Neo-Gothic.
This cathedral was started when and by whom?
This building was founded by King Charles IV and his father.
And Charles IV is a very important figure in Prague, is he not?
Without Charles IV, Prague wouldn't look like it looks today. Including this cathedral, including Charles Bridge, the oldest bridge in Prague.
Now, he began this cathedral, but he didn't finish it.
Unfortunately not. They started it during his lifetime in 1344, but they only completed it in 1929.
The best part of 600 years to build the cathedral. That's extraordinary. Beautiful stained glass windows.
Mm-hmm. But my favorite one is this one.
Yes.
And it is the stained glass window that portrays the Last Judgment, which is not the most positive topic.
It's something we need to bear in mind, the last
Yes. Yes, but we can see there Christ and Virgin Mary in the middle.
Yes.
And we can also see Christ pointing down at the sinners who will go to hell, unfortunately. And among them, there is one figure of a woman. She's kind of in a fetal position. And that's supposedly the landlord of the artist who created this stained glass window, because they had an argument, it seems like. So he sent her to where she belongs, according to him.
Oh, that's a very good story. Isn't light beautiful? Look at the sunlight kissing the stone here. Isn't it superb? Down the hill and across the river, I've entered the heart of Prague's new town, which, contrary to the name, isn't new at all. Dating back to 1348, it's the youngest area of the historic city centre. Many long weekenders gravitate here for Wenceslas Square and the country's National Museum. But I'm on the hunt for a local speciality.
Hello,
Hello! My name is Michael.
my name is Ivana. You are most welcome in the oldest deli in Prague.
Ivana, what I came to see are your famous open sandwiches, of which you have a very large variety.
Yes, we do. It's a very traditional food meal, typical for the Czech Republic. It's been invented here.
What's the name of it? A chebel.
Chlebíček.
Chlebíček.
Chlebíček. It's simply a piece of art. You can use a lot of toppings. We have salami ones, roast beef. The most popular is this one. It's called Golden Egg because we are Golden Cross Deli.
The open sandwich, or chlebíček, which means little bread, dates back over a century. They were served by the great and the good of Prague as canapés at cocktail parties in the roaring 1920s. Since then, the recipes and combinations have remained largely unchanged. A slice of soft white bread, lashings of spreads and pastes, topped with cured meats and pickled vegetables. The ingredients are rustic. Hi, Ivana.
There we go.
But they're put together with art and love. Time for me to create my masterpiece. What do we start with?
Okay, we start with potato salad, and you can spread it evenly on the top of the bread.
I'm spreading it quite thickly. Is that all right?
It is, you are doing well, you know. How you like it, it's about your taste.
What do we put on top of that?
We start with the ham, so you try to make it nice. Sounds easy, it is really,
Quite tricky, that.
yes, it is.
Mine's not going to look
But, you know, your creation is really unique.
really unique, yeah.
Unique.
Okay, so we've
And
got...
you satisfied? Let's move on. Okay. So then you grab half of an egg
Yes.
and you place it to the remaining half of the bread. Then we will do the decoration.
Yes. And where should we put this?
Just behind the egg, somewhere nice.
Like that?
Yes, beautiful. Paprika, the pepper, yes. And then a little bit piece of this.
Okay.
You are doing great. Fantastic. I've never seen this creation before. Maybe we'll include it into the portfolio. Lovely.
Is that it? Now, do you have any suggestions for how I should eat this?
There is no real suggestion because it's big and you have to open your mouth wide. It usually lands all over your clothes or simply your chest. Just eat it, just enjoy it.
Here I go. I'm
1,
just
2,
eating
3.
it. I'm just enjoying it.
Oh, lovely.
No, this is such a lovely sandwich.
And you're doing really well. You still don't have it on your shirt.
I'm glad of that.
great.
I'm really
I like
enjoying it.
Thank you.
For the person who's making a short visit to Prague, maybe a long weekend, how should they approach the city?
Discovering the city is discovering its people. If I am there meeting someone who is coming from abroad and I would hug him, kiss him, bring him something, you know, to drink. There is everything for everybody in this city.
Ivana, will you give me a hug?
Yes, please, both sides.
That's lovely. I feel better for that.
Oh, yeah, me too.
The sun is setting on my first day in Prague. I'm here in winter and it's dark by 4 p.m, as it would be for me at home. Prague after dark is transformed, becoming still more magical. Each night, with the fall of darkness, the lamps are illuminated across the city and Prague is bathed in soft gaslight. At this season, the visitor welcomes the tradition of lamp lighting as the gas lights on the cobbled streets are coaxed into life in the old-fashioned way. Good evening, Jan.
Good evening, Michael.
What a pleasure to see you.
See you. Nice evening.
And what an elegant uniform you wear.
Yeah, it's a uniform from the last century, end of 19th century. It was lamplighters, in Lamplighters Guild exist, and in Prague was many 10,000 gas lamps.
How many do you have today?
Today it's about 700 gas lamps, and the Prague is 10th in the world.
Where I come from in London, we have some gas lamps.
Yes.
But they are lit automatically. But you still have a gas lighter who goes around and lights them.
Yes, in London it's around 1,200 gas lamps, but not exist lamplighters.
No.
Because in the lamp, in the gas lamp, is a clockwork, and the people from British Gas each 14 days change after sunset the time of lighting the lamps.
Right. Gas street lights were first installed in Prague in 1847. Most of the city's 9,000 street lamps have now been updated to electric bulbs, but around 700 of the originals remain, as do a tiny number of the masters of this craft. I'm so pleased that Prague has kept its lamp lighters. May I ask, are you very many lamp lighters today?
No, only 2.
Only 2? What is the minimum height for a lamp lighter?
The perfect is a minimum 2 meters, and you must have a good eye.
Surely. How tall are you?
2.5 meters. I am champion of Czech Republic in basketball.
Of course, I'm not surprised by that at all.
I am the tallest lamplighter in the world, and my colleague is the oldest lamplighter in the world.
Prague is one of a handful of cities that have retained lamplighters. I wonder whether they're looking out for an apprentice. Jan, are there any lamps still to be lit this evening?
Yes.
Let's go and see
Let's
them.
go.
Don't you think that on a wet evening like this,
Yes.
the lamps are beautiful because they're reflected in the pavement, aren't they?
Yes.
Jan, your city of hills is a city of panoramas, and the view from here is brilliant whether by day or by night, isn't it?
Yeah, you are true. It's one of the best panoramas in the world.
Now, where are your lamps?
Just 200 meters left.
Jan, this is a spectacular chandelier.
Yes, it's one of the oldest in the Europe. It's from 1871.
And one of the tallest as well. This must be the biggest challenge you have. From his lofty position, Jan makes this look effortless. Ah, excellent. Let me have a go at that, Jan. I'm sure it won't be as easy for me.
Higher, higher.
Ah,
Oh, perfect.
I'm touching it. The gas valve must be opened using an 8-meter wooden rod. I can hardly see that.
Yes, yes. Oh, super.
Hooray.
Ah, fantastic.
Ah,
It's not easy, no?
it's not easy. We're bathed in a beautiful light. Long may these majestic chandeliers continue to exist, and the majestic lamplighter. TripAdvisor lists over 2,000 hotels to choose from in this city. But I've tonight decided to stay outside the centre, in probably the most controversial building erected in modern times. There was a fashion during the 1960s for building telecommunications towers. Typically, they soared into the sky on a pod, and at the top there'd be a viewing platform or revolving restaurant. The one in Prague, which is called Žižkov, is regarded by the people of the city as particularly hideous. However, even in the capitalist West, many of those that were built are pretty awful. They are joined together in the World Federation of Great Towers, a sort of mutual support group for ugly buildings. Anyway, I have the privilege of staying in the single hotel room in this extraordinary relic. Prague's tallest building, the Žižkov Tower, stands 216 meters high. Work began in 1985 under communist rule, and it was completed 7 years later.
Hello, my name is Christina. Welcome to our hotel.
It still has a functioning transmitter and a restaurant at 66 meters with astonishing views of the city. And then you continue up the stairs to the only room at the inn where tonight, I trust, there's a bed for me.
You open the hotel by this card. Welcome.
Thank you. Oh, that's really lovely, Christina.
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed. It is a beautiful suite, and the view of Prague is magnificent. I mean, simply the best. One of the few from which you can't see the Zhikov Tower. Morning dawns on the second day of my long weekend in the Czech capital, Prague. After a night sleeping amongst the clouds, I've time to re-evaluate my unique vantage point in this city. The morning light has revealed a stunning panorama over the city, a city that has never ceased to vibrate and which even today continues to grow. This vista reminds me how much there must be to explore in Prague. It's time to descend from the ivory tower and continue with the adventure. First, I check out of my unique hotel, Prague's tallest structure, the Zhikov Tower, which soared skywards as communism crumbled. What I hadn't noticed in the darkness was that the pods of the tower have acquired a number of babies crawling ever upwards. I think they're a bit of a tease on the original Soviet-era architecture. And certainly they have the effect of softening the stark modernism of the original. Very funny. My first port of call is back in the heart of the Old Town, at Prague's oldest square. Dating back to the 10th century, this once housed the city's main market and was its centre of trade with Europe. Over the centuries, on the instruction of kings, merchants and the church, grand buildings were erected around the marketplace, drawing the crowds, as they do today. Prague in the Middle Ages was a meeting point of cultures and beliefs. And so its astronomical clock that dates from 1410, by its dials and hands, tells the time in Central European, Babylonian and sidereal measures, the last being a reference to astronomy and astrology. On the hour, the 12 Apostles parade. And importantly, the bell is struck by the figure representing death, a reminder that our days are numbered, that the hour of judgment approaches, and that you had better be very, very good. The clock is known as horloge. It doesn't merely tell the time. Every day from morning till night, on the hour, it offers the people of Prague a performance. Into the lion's den. A throng gathers to behold the spectacle from below. But for £10, you can climb the tower and observe its workings close up. How marvellous. The windows open, and the followers of Christ appear one by one at the window. This is obviously a crude device, but a fantastic piece of technology for its time. And imagine a crowd of believers centuries ago seeing this display of these holy figures peering down upon them, warning them that the day of judgment approaches. With a last whirring of the clock, we have called time on the display of the disciples. The city of 100 spires has a reputation as one of the best year-round destinations for a budget break. The only drawback is that 7 million other visitors agree. So, occasionally, put your guidebook aside and let your nose lead you. I've come a short distance away from the old town. I'm in an area, I think, of 20th century residential blocks. There's a very lovely theatre over there. I think I've left all the foreign tourists behind. This feels very much like the people's Prague. And in the shadow of St. Ludmila's church, a winter market has sprung up. When you visit Prague, you will be advised to have a terdelnik, which is basically, it's also known as a chimney cake. So you put some dough around a thing like this, like a rolling pin. For a final flourish, the chimney is coated in sugar and cinnamon and roasted in front of you. From November to January, markets like these are open until 10 at night and offer a great way to soak up the atmosphere free of charge. Hello.
Hello. Would you like one?
I would absolutely love one, please.
Do you want the original one with cinnamon, or you want some almonds or walnuts?
I'll have an original one,
Okay.
please. Where are these from, Carolina?
Everybody claims it's traditional, but when you look way deep into history, it comes from the Greek, Roman, when there was some war and they just make a bread and it was nothing inside the bread.
Right, it's delicious, by the way.
You like it? Okay.
So they may come from Transylvania as well,
Yeah.
where Count Dracula comes from. Where do you think I'm from?
You from England.
How do you know that?
Because your accent and your perfect styling.
I don't think this is particularly English. Why do you think this is English?
Peaky Blinders.
My hunger satiated, I head away from the hustle and bustle of the city centre. Trust me, it's for a very good reason. I have come to the oldest monastery in the Czech lands, and it's also the longest established brewery, because at a time when the masses were not allowed beer, the monks were permitted to make it. Now, hop forward a millennium, and beer is immensely popular with the Czechs. They have acquired the national habit. In fact, in a country where a beer has been cheaper than a bottle of water, there's no questioning the Czechs' love of a good half-litre. Hello.
Hello, Michael. I have some Wojtek.
Let's go and see the monastery.
Yeah.
The Benedictine monks have been brewing beer at Brevnov Monastery since the year 993. I'm meeting Wojtek, who takes me to the oldest part of this beautiful building to see more. Well, Wojciech, this is very beautiful. Here we have something really very well preserved, an old church, an old crypt. This is superb. How was it that historically the monks were linked with beer, with brewing?
Mniši vždycky vlastně to pivo vlastně byli mezi prvníma, kteří ho začali vyrábět. Pivo bylo pro mnichy postní nápoj.
Wojciech, do you ever yourself now enjoy a pivo, a beer?
Dáváme si také pivo. Dostáváme vlastně tady z našeho pivovaru. Máme pivo, se tady vyrábí, takže člověk, není to zakázáno.
I think that was yes. Although few monks live at the monastery today, beer production is going strong. Indeed, it's now on an industrial scale, overseen by brewmasters like Václav. Václav, what a very beautiful room with these lovely copper vessels. There's been brewing on this site for hundreds of years, hasn't there?
Here stayed the oldest brewery in Czech, 11th century, and this brewery is from 2011.
What part of the process have we reached now?
Just now, today, we brewed classic Czech lager. It's around 60% of our production.
Yeah. How long will it take now for this beer to brew?
Around 8 hours, but it's only begin.
Yeah.
Because this solution is necessary cooled,
Yes.
give yeast, and then started fermentation. After fermentation, maturation. Altogether, the process is minimal 1 month.
Right.
But the results, it's wonderful.
It's said that the Czechs drink more beer per person than any other nationality. time for me to sample the finished product. I think of it as quality control. What are we starting with here?
It's a typical Czech product. It is a light lager. It's the most popular brand in Czech or in Central Europe.
Now, in my country, we try not to have too much foam, not to have too much head. But here, you like to have head on your beer, don't you?
For Pilsner, it's typical.
Yeah. Do the hops come from close by?
We buy hops from monks.
Do you?
Yeah, because they have a big hop field.
Yeah. That's a lovely thought, isn't it? The tradition of beer has been here so long, and you're buying the hops from the monks. Václav, what are you going to give us now?
It's a lager or dark lager.
Dark lager is a style which is popular mainly in Czech and German. The color comes from roasted malt, but we use the mixed roasted malt and caramel malt. It gives the beer the typical caramel character.
Yeah, that is quite a surprise to my palate, because my eyes are telling me that this is going to be like a stout because it's black. But no, it's actually a lager.
But it is not too black like stout, because stout is really black.
Yeah, sure.
It is a little bit dark brown.
Okay. One time, 1,000 years ago, the monks used beer as a nutrition.
They used the beer like source of minerals, vitamin, and energy.
Yeah.
Because it was more safe than to drink the water, because water was infected by a lot of microorganisms. Beer was boiled.
Václav, have you got another one for us?
It is IPA. It is close to your style, because it is an ale. Our IPA has a higher body, a rest of sweetness, and balanced bitterness.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah, because it's more drinkable.
Peter, I'm learning a lot from you. The historic city centre is neatly divided into the Old Town, parts of which date back to the 10th century, and the New Town, which, belying its name, was founded almost 700 years ago. I'm heading there to search out a very special restaurant. When I was here in the days of the Soviet Empire, food options were limited. Today, Prague offers everything from pizza to haute cuisine. Where I'm headed celebrates traditional Czech cuisine and the nation's love of meat. A lot of meat is eaten by the good burghers of Prague. Indeed, much of the culinary reputation of the city is based on dishes for carnivores. There is a lot at stake. Beyond an impressive butcher's counter at its entrance, in a dining room inspired by Art Deco, Cantina serves Czech classics with a modern twist. Guiding me through what and how to order is food blogger Jan. Hello, Jan.
Hello, Michael.
Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
What a beautiful building. What was it?
It was a bank, a mortgage bank.
Really? How amazing. And it's converted to, I was going to say a restaurant, but also a butcher's. It looks absolutely amazing. You have such a beautiful range of meats and foods here. Fantastic. Hello.
Hello.
My name's Michael.
My name is Matthew. Maciej.
Is this meat from the Czech lands?
Yes, it's only from the Czech Republic, from smaller farms, and it's cattle called Chester.
Chester cattle. It looks absolutely amazing. Not all of them am I familiar with. Jan, what do you think I ought to know about that you have in this region?
Well, I think you should try the steak tartare.
Fantastic. Matteo, would you recommend that?
Yes, definitely. We have some unique tatar. We don't put anything else beside the seasoning and the meat inside. There is pepper, salt, and that's it.
Would you give me about 3 molecules of tartare?
Yes.
Yes.
No problem.
I choose raw meat, very rarely. But combined with raw egg and raw onion, it constitutes a house speciality. And I would be a fool to avoid it.
Normally it's eaten on actually toasted bread. You take a clove or raw garlic, you rub it into the bread, and you eat a portion of the meat on top, and you don't toast like that.
You know, normally I don't order tartare. I'm slightly kind of squeamish about raw meat. Oh my goodness. That is out of this world, Matteo. That is brilliant, beautiful, beautiful food. Jan's also going to help me order in the Art Deco-styled restaurant attached to the butcher's. What should I have?
Well, I think you should start with the schnitzel. It's a Central European classic, it's a Czech classic too. And they have a very good one here. They make it from pork neck, which is a juicier, fattier cut.
May I have a schnitzel, please?
Yes.
I think some bone marrow would be nice.
Your mashed potato looks superb. That thing that looks a bit like an omelette, what is that?
It's called bramborák. It's actually a potato pancake. It's pretty garlicky, not a first date dish, I guess. But it's beautiful.
Brilliant.
Just keep on your table and we will bring the bone marrow, okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
All right.
That looks appetizing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll hold that for you.
Thank you very much. One thing is for sure, you do not leave here hungry. Tell me a little bit about what the restaurant scene was like in the communist days.
So all restaurants were owned by the government, and from 1955, the restaurants and cafeterias were divided into 4 categories, price categories. From category 1, which is like a fine dining, communist style, there was a handful of restaurants like that, to category 4, which was just basically chain-smoking alcoholics around the tab. But the vast majority of meals would be eaten in a category 3 restaurant.
Was anybody allowed to go to a category 1 restaurant?
I went for my 10th birthday. My mom took me to a category 1 restaurant. I just went once in my life, but yeah, you could go if you had the money.
Our marrow has arrived.
One marrow for you?
Oh, thank you very much.
Some light snack.
Now, what was the impact on the restaurant world of the Velvet Revolution? Did things change overnight?
Czechs abandoned Czech cuisine in the early 90s. Everything Czech had a stench of communism. It was seen as inferior. So if you wanted to impress someone in a restaurant in the 90s, it would not be a Czech restaurant. It would be an Italian, French, and American restaurant.
That's a great pity to abandon your national cuisine. But you're saying now that today Czech cuisine is valued once more.
Yes. I think what we're trying to do is we're going to skip back past the communism, where Czech cuisine was regarded as one of the best on the continent.
I'm going to try the bone marrow. It's tasty.
Yeah.
Lovely and warm and like a jelly and salty. It's a lovely taste. And what strikes me is the quality of the ingredient is fantastic.
If you can take into account the climate and the geography, this is as good as anything out there.
After Jan's generous hospitality, I move out into the old town on the east bank of the river. When I was here in the late 1980s, there were no capitalist shops, but now the centre is crowded with food chains and luxury boutiques. A trip to Prague is not complete without a visit to Pařížská Street, one of the most prestigious shopping destinations in Europe. But I'm drawn to an area in the old town that might easily be overlooked, home to Prague's Jewish population for around 900 years. I'm in the historic Jewish quarter of Prague, outside the old new synagogue. Myth has it that in the late 16th century, the rabbi Lev ben Bezalel created a golem, a figure made of clay that could be brought to life through ritual to defend the ghetto against persecution and pogroms. Each Friday evening, the rabbi was careful to deactivate the golem by removing his spirit or shem so that he would do no work on the Sabbath. Here at the back of the synagogue, at the top of this flight of rungs, there is an attic where are said to be the remains of the golem, ready to be reincarnated. During the Second World War, a Nazi officer made the climb and then met a mysterious death. It's said that after that, no Gestapo officer would come near the place. and I certainly am not going to attempt the climb myself. I've arranged to meet Jewish museum expert Mirek. Mirek, hello, I'm Michael.
Hello, Michael. I'm Mirek. Nice to see you.
Great to see you. So we're in the old Jewish quarter of Prague, and I've noticed a number of synagogues.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that this was at one time quite a large Jewish population.
You're right. In the 16th century, it was the biggest, the largest community of Europe, with 9 synagogues.
Between 1897 and 1917, most of the Jewish quarter was demolished by town planners, aspiring to make Prague look like Paris. Only 6 synagogues survived, along with the old town hall, and 12,000 graves in the Jewish cemetery. Long weekenders can visit all these sites with a single ticket. I'm drawn towards the elaborately decorated Spanish synagogue built in 1868. Mirek, tell me about this extraordinary Spanish synagogue.
This one is the newest one in Prague, but it's said to be the most beautiful Jewish synagogue in Europe.
And is it to any extent still active?
Yes, it is. They meet once a week here, practically every evening. And there are concerts for tourists. Very impressive.
And otherwise it seems now also to serve as a museum of Jewish history.
Of course, it's also part of the Jewish Museum.
What was the impact of the Holocaust on the Jews of Czechoslovakia?
Yeah, very sad. There were some 120,000 of them in the whole country. 2/3 of them got murdered by the Nazis. Some 25,000 succeeded to flee the country before the Nazi occupation, but all the rest of the Jewish population got deported to the concentration camp Terezin, or Theresienstadt. Every Wednesday, there was one train departing with exactly 1,000 Jews eastbound. And we know where to the extermination camp to be killed elsewhere.
And what is your personal connection to these stories?
Yeah. My parents, as young people, saved their lives by organizing theater in that concentration camp. My dad even wrote a cabaret, Laugh With Us. So they were even able to make jokes about their situation, to keep hope.
Miraculously, both Mirek's parents survived the war.
When my parents survived, they got so frightened that something like that could happen again. They immediately decided to quit Judaism, and they changed their family name. They baptized all us newborn kids as Roman Catholics, and they did not tell us their story before we were 18 years old.
Generally, when we go on holiday, we think of this as being a happy experience. We go to enjoy ourselves, to eat good food and so on. But when we come to a place like Prague, we're also going to learn some sad history, and we're going to learn some history of evil. Do you think actually that's rather good for us?
I do recommend it. I'm proud of my town.
Maybe you think I'm wrong on our weekend to lead you into this history of sadness, this history of evil. Well, I believe that holidays are not only for enjoying ourselves, they're also about learning, about things that happened in the past so that we can value what we have in the present. As darkness falls and Prague twinkles under its many lights, I head towards my hotel and a room overlooking this winter wonderland of Wenceslas Square.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Built in the 1950s, when the country was still within the Soviet sphere of control, my hotel is full of surprises. I have a feeling that if the Soviets classified their hotels like their restaurants, this room would be Category 1. The first time I've stayed in Wenceslas Square, and I'm so pleased to have a room high above it with this fantastic view. But actually, my main interest in this hotel lies deep beneath it, and that I'll explore tomorrow. As I wake up on the last day of my long weekend in Prague, the weather has turned decidedly wintry. Before I wrap up and head out, the hotel has a surprise in store. Time to plumb the depths. Below lies a secret relic from the Cold War. Philip is now the keeper of the secret.
Ah, Philip, nice to meet you. Oh my goodness, what is your wonderful uniform?
Well, my uniform is from the so-called Czechoslovak People's Army, which was the name for the army back at the time, since we are in the Cold War era bunker. Please follow me.
In 1989, staff discovered a nuclear bunker hidden beneath the hotel. Had there been a nuclear war, this would have been a Soviet nerve center, where 150 people could survive, with facilities including an operating theater. Spread over the 2 floors of the bunker, another hidden activity was pursued.
Now, this feels like a listening post.
Yeah, exactly.
A place where the secret police could spy on foreign guests and dignitaries staying in the hotel above.
Ah, so these are the hotel rooms?
These 3 colors were supposed to represent a so-called level of priority of the guests of the hotel back at the time.
Now, Philip, I was in 601 last night, so this is my room. Oh, one moment. There's a British former minister staying in room 601, and he's just picked up the phone. I'm listening to what he's saying. He's placing a bet on the 4:30 at Cheltenham.
Something to bear in mind when packing your bag for your weekend here is that Prague is at the heart of our continent and experiences extremes of temperature.
I wonder whether, like me, you associate city breaks with sweat. Normally, I visit other European cities in the height of summer, and it's a steamy experience, and you're constantly exhausted and on the hunt for bottles of water. But coming in winter is absolutely delightful. The crowds are a little thinner. Let's face it, many people look better muffled, hatted and scarved than they do in their t-shirts and shorts. In winter, taking a bracing walk is something to be welcomed. To go into a bar or pub and sit by a fire and eat substantial, warming Czech food is absolutely appropriate. Seeing Prague in winter is a wonderful, I think, a perfect experience.
The Czech region of Bohemia has a rich and varied history. And one of its oldest crafts dates back to the Middle Ages. From Prague's magnificent cathedral windows to the city's many boutiques selling crystal, Czech or Bohemian glass is everywhere on display. Now, I could have bought a piece to take home in the city. Instead, I'm taking the train east along the Barunka River to a family-owned glassworks where glass is still blown after almost 2 centuries of production. Aneta, one of the directors, is showing me around.
An amazing sight, the furnace burning very, very brightly there.
Yes.
Even from this distance, you can feel the heat and see the glow of it.
That's true. So the furnace now has like 1,200 degrees.
And the glass looks fairly cool by now.
Yeah, but it's not.
No.
It's like 600 degrees right now, so don't touch it.
No, I will not. I think it's a good idea to not touch anything here.
Yeah.
As I watch them at work, spinning the 600-degree hot glass and shaping it in a wet wooden mould, I admire how their experience and skill make something so very difficult and precise appear easy. When you see craftsmen like this at work, you just have to have the most enormous admiration. They're going over to the furnace at 1,450 degrees centigrade. I mean, it burns your eyes to look at it. And they stagger out with kilograms of molten glass, and still he's rotating, and still he's blowing, and still he's thinking about the beautiful shape that he's making, with the glass still at hundreds of degrees centigrade. Whoa! How long does it take to pick up this sort of skill?
Sometimes it's like from generation to generation. You can make this piece like in few years.
And this process, would this be pretty similar to what has been done over the centuries?
This process is still almost the same, with maybe some like improvements with technologies, but still the main process is same. The blowing is still the same.
Can we get a little bit closer to the action?
Yes, of course.
Now it's my turn to take a deep breath.
Blow, blow, blow. Good. So they will make it a little bit warm.
Back we go to get some more heat.
Wow, it will be
Whoa,
a big
got a big ball now.
That's perfect.
Beautiful fiery ball.
Okay.
Okay.
Now set it now into the... Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Beautiful.
Be careful.
Pinching the hot glass.
Wow.
Pretty
Wow.
intense heat on the hands.
You can see still like 600 degrees. So...
It's turned out quite pretty.
Any idea what it is?
No idea at all. So, having tried my hand at blowing, not very successfully, what will happen to my piece?
it's up to you.
Take it away. We have a busy last afternoon ahead, and my next destination is right across the city of Prague, so I choose the speedy option. I take one of the 400 million rides made on the Prague Metro each year. There's an added bonus if you know where to look. Prague is made easy for the long weekender by an excellent transport system. In one of its more helpful interventions, the Soviet Union created a metro system here, which is intended to be a shop window for its modern engineering and works of public art, a sort of satellite of the grandiose system that runs beneath Moscow. Not surprisingly, people wanted to get rid of every reminder of the communist period, and so statues were felled and murals were got rid of. But not quite all. And so it's intriguing today to roam the system looking for vestiges of a bygone era. You might plan a route that takes you through Andel Station. A Russian design of the 1970s, it supposedly symbolized Czech-Soviet friendship. While waiting for your train, you can admire 8 sculpted bronze panels promoting communist values. The muscular young patriots work the land and harness new technologies. 40 minutes later, I'm in the north of the city to experience one of its oldest performing arts. Well, hello. Long weekenders looking for thrilling entertainment will find nothing more spectacular than the Putica Circus. Rostislav, the co-founder, meets me during rehearsals.
I can show you our secret place.
Oh, yes, please. Hello. Circus has been an important part of Czech culture since the 19th century, with its roots in folk puppetry. This is a wonderful emporium.
You can choose what you like.
It's just such a fantastic choice. Contemporary circus is a colourful mix of dance and theatre, and animals do not feature.
Doesn't quite fit. Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, it fits good.
Yeah. That's an absolutely perfect fit.
I think this one fits you.
Oh yes.
Beautiful color.
And finally.
Yeah.
Little piggy in slaughterhouse.
Wow. Like a great gymnasium.
Yeah, all the creation starts here. Here we start with first research and development laboratories.
Over the years, artistic director Rostislav has worked with more than 300 people of 25 nationalities.
Oh, wow. Zooming over our heads here. The guys have to be incredibly fit. Very exciting, actually. Tell me who's that up there?
This is Italian circus artist Lorena, and she brand new cast member of our company.
She's zooming over our heads here. She's really doing some very big swings though. It's very exciting, actually. So you work with lots of different nationalities?
Yeah, now I think in last audition we got more than 500 applications from 30 countries.
Amazing.
I'm excited by the circus. It's a privilege to be invited behind the scenes to see how the show comes together.
This is to me an absolutely fascinating insight. I've never seen backstage. I've never seen the minute preparation and concentration that goes into it. I've never seen the errors. Quite interesting that when they're practicing, they allow themselves a few errors. When they get out there on stage, absolutely no mistakes can be tolerated.
Acrobat Anga joined this award-winning troupe over a year ago.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Are you on tonight?
Yes, yes we are.
Are you British?
I am British, from East London.
East London. I saw you take a couple of tumbles there.
Yeah.
Were you rehearsing something new, or is that what you're going to do?
No, we're just warming up the technique.
That's what you're doing in an hour's time?
Yeah, that's what we're doing in an hour's time.
But you're not going to fall then, are you?
No, probably not.
I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
I'll be in the crowd.
See you on the other side.
I have the hottest ticket in Prague to all the thrills and I hope no spills of the Portillo circus. Hello.
Hi. Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
As my long weekend draws to a close, I reflect on what a modern metropolis Prague has become. Such a different city from the one that I visited 30 years ago.
Although the city was always architecturally magnificent, it was also dull and dingy. There weren't bright lights. The buildings were not in a good state of repair. And looking at the city today, the buildings are beautifully restored and painted. It also has every conceivable nationality of food. It has people who speak English to an extraordinary extent. Maybe some people would say that Prague's embraced capitalism too enthusiastically, but certainly from the point of view of the long weekender, it is elegant, it is pristine.
Its history and its present-day dynamism make it the perfect destination.